Good morning, and welcome back to the waters of the Highlands. Woke up early this morning and had a chance to watch this beautiful sunrise. And now that we've taken it in, it's kind of inspired me to get going with my day. We got a lot we can get done. Slept out here on the waters again to avoid any dock fees, but essentially, starting early. I don't even think the shop's open yet, so I figured we could spend the first chunk of our morning trying to catch in some fish, but then I want to focus on trying to maybe get some new equipment so we can expand what kind of contracts we can bring in, because it seems like that's how we're going to make some good money. So yeah, we're going to start off getting a pole in the water, and then hopefully we'll go into town, find some contracts, and find some equipment that we can use and get some good money brought in for October. And I'd say that's a pretty good time to call it, ending on a massive trout like that. So, good deal. Just about an hour into our day, and we're already getting the funds up in our bank. So happy about that. So we'll mosey back into the docks, get on the board, and hop on over, see what kind of work they got for hire today, and see if there's any equipment we're going to need to buy in order to fulfill some contracts. So excited about that. But yeah, we'll get on over to the docks and see what the day brings. And that's odd. Looks like there's a police car by the tractor. Wonder what's going on up here. It's the Kinlake police. Come off the boat. We need to talk. What? What's going on? Just come down from the boat. I'll explain everything at the station. You need to come now. Okay, I'm coming. Relax. I don't know what this is all about. Can you explain anything to me that's going on? Not right now. We'll explain at the station. Okay, we're here. What's going on? You, sir, are being charged for overfishing. What? Well, that is a major setback. It turns out I did not do as much research as I needed to when moving here to Kinleg, and I have been severely overfishing. Yes. The limit each month is around 20 fish, and between August and September, we have smashed that record. This month wasn't so bad this morning, but it sure didn't help when I got on the docks and they saw what I brought in, knowing that it was only my first hour of the day. I'm not sure how long they've been on to me or watching or who tipped them off or anything. Man. So, essentially my punishment, they have seized my boat. Yes, I no longer have a fishing boat, and I have to pay $100,000 to get it back. Not only that, they're storing it, and essentially it's like an impound lot for boats, and I have to pay the monthly fees each month on top of that. So we're gonna be struggling to get that paid off. Maybe I won't need it, and maybe I'll just leave it and let the city of Kinleg keep it and auction it off. But if I ever did want it back, it's gonna be $100,000 with interest, if you will, or the monthly fees. So yes, we are hurting now. Major setback, but we can still do fishing. It's just 20 fish, and we're gonna have to be pretty selective on which ones we keep and release because we want to maximize our profits. So gonna do what we can to only keep the big ones, but I'm pretty scatterbrained at the moment. We gotta get some money moving, and we're kind of limited on how much fishing we can do and everything like that. So the focus right now, I'm gonna go back, get on the Ford and I guess head to the shop and just hope that there's some work available. I can't believe this happened. Just getting back to our tractor here, and the boat is already gone. Man, they made quick work of that. This is a really unfortunate setback, but it is what it is. No more fishing out on the waters. At least not for a good long while. So, gotta take our punishment. But we still got our tractor, still got our mower, and we still have $32,000 in the bank. So, hopefully we'll be able to find some more contracts. And if we need to get some equipment, hopefully we can find some of that as well. But I'm going to mosey on over to the shop and see if they have any work for hire available, because that's really all we can do now for this month. We have no fishing we can get done. I'm not even going to try to risk it as far as collecting trash goes. I think I'm going to lay low for the rest of this month because I don't want any other issues. So we'll head to the shop and see what we can pick up there. Here we are back at the shop. I'm hoping word didn't travel too fast about everything going on. I don't want people to be weird about me working for them, but we'll go in and see what's available, and then hopefully they have some mowing. If there's no mowing, then yeah, we're definitely gonna have to find something. So we'll go in here and check and see what's going on. Looking at the contracts, unfortunately there's not any mowing. There's some wood transport, but we don't have the means of doing that. Stone picking, no means for that. Spraying, we don't have the funds for that because we got to provide our spray and a sprayer. That's just not going to be something. This plowing is really nice, but oof, that's a lot of work. And again, I don't know if our equipment's going to be able to handle that. So then we got a bunch of harvesting contracts, but no harvester. So things aren't looking good, but oh, okay. We got some cultivating contracts here. 3 of them. That would bring in a decent amount of money. I'm not sure what cultivators are running for. I'm sure we can find some decently priced used ones, but yeah, 3 contracts here. Let's see, Lady Katie here, paying good money. With our tractor, it might be a lot of work, but it's doable work, so I think this might be the route we go. So I'll have to see what the shop has available for me, if I can buy anything, and then we'll go from there. This is what we're working with here. The shop had this old Noli laying around and said I could have it for $4,500. So that's what we're going to do. We'll scoop this up. It's going to be a nice, long, tedious day of cultivating, but yeah, this is going to go well with our Ford. And yeah, so we'll get this purchased, and then I'll give Walter and Katie a call and tell them I'll be heading over to their fields. Well, we've successfully picked up the 3 contracts, so now we just got a little bit of a drive to get to the fields. They're clear up north in town. That's all right. When I got the cultivator, they hooked me up, and they also hooked me up with the front weight for the Ford just to help it pull better. So that was just an extra $100. So should be able to pull it just fine. We had the horsepower, and the front weight's just going to help us really make sure we're digging in there good. But anyways, we're going to drive up to these fields and knock them out one at a time. 3 fields to go, and it's probably going to take us up until late in the evening, but should get some good money out of it. And we had a nice long drive getting to this field, but here we are getting started. I'm very happy with how the tractor is performing and how this cultivator is performing. Seem to be pulling just fine, so that's good. I think the front weight's really helping. Yeah, we're getting this ground turned over nice, so Walter should be very pleased with the results. But yeah, it's going to be a long evening. This field's a little bigger than I anticipated, but that's alright. We don't really have anything else going on, and all we're really doing is cruising, so that's the plan. We're going to kick back, relax, and get this field taken care of. And that is this field all completed. So largest of the fields we had to work on today took us about 3 hours. So hopefully that means these next two will take about 2 hours or less. But yeah, happy with that. Happy with the work I did. I think Walter will be pleased too. So our good reputation will continue. So now on to the next field. Like I said, hoping for a 2 hour job around there. So we'll get it taken care of and get on with our night. And our second field here, this is the medium-sized field, I'd say, out of all the ones we have to do. So hopefully it won't take us all too long. Gonna get cruising along. And yeah, we gotta get this all taken care of and knocked out. 3:30, so a couple hours. Again, we're probably gonna be working into the later evenings, and with the days being short, we're definitely gonna be working in the dark, but that's alright. So we'll get this all finished up and then move on to the last small field. And that is it for field number 2. Took a little longer than expected, but not too terrible. So 6:30, it's dark out, just that time of the year. But one more field to go. So we'll head on over to this last field. Get the lights turned back on here. Head on over to the last field, and then I'm hoping we can power through. It's the smallest of the three, and I just want to hurry up and get it knocked out. Then we have to find a place to stay tonight as well, because the boat is no longer ours, and that's where we were sleeping. So I'm gonna have to go into town, and hopefully that there's a bed and breakfast available and a bed available. I was able to talk to the guy at the shop, and he said I could keep my tractor there for a little bit just so I get up on my feet. So that's all good, no worries there. But yeah, so we're heading over to the last field, getting that taken care of, and then we're gonna have to go find a spot for us to rest our head for the night. And here we are at the very last field for the day. The smallest of the three, but still quite large. It's gonna take quite some time. It took quite the drive even to get here. That's alright. We're gonna power through. The lights on this Ford aren't the greatest, so have to keep that in mind for the future. We want to try to get our work done as early in the day as possible, because it's just it's difficult to see out here. But yeah, we'll get this all taken care of, get this cultivated, and that's it for the month of October. And we'll have to go find a spot to stay for the night. Hopefully there's a hotel. But yeah, we'll get this all knocked out and then collect money for all 3 contracts and go get cozied up somewhere. Well, it's currently 9:40. We got quite the drive back to get to town, but all the fields are done. So we'll mosey on back. Like I said, it's a good little drive because we're way up north. We'll get back into town, collect some money, and get settled in for the night. And here we are at the hotel. Went in, they said they had a room available and I could park over there, so that was good. I was also able to collect on our contracts, so we jumped up from $28,000 to $42,000, so very happy about that. Still got a long ways to go, but it's a start. So we're gonna go in here and get some shut-eye. We're gonna have another long November because we got a long ways to go. We really have to get moving now since we don't have a place to sleep anymore, of our own, I should say. So yeah, we'll get in, get settled in, and get ready for a long November. I'm Original Farming, and I'll see you on the next one.